Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. Our heroes today are going to be Once Over, playing as the US forces in the blue, and his opponent in the red is going to be Milk Please, playing as the OKW in the red, like I said. So, let's talk about our players a little bit. We got Mr. Milk Please that we're looking at right now. At the time of casting this, his current rank is number 17th for the OKW. So top 20 player right here. And Once Over, for his part, is ranked at the time of casting this 18th for the US forces. So both top 20 players right here, so we should have ourselves a great match. So let's take a look at what is going on so far. We have Milk Please sending his truck out onto the field because, well, I mean, you may as well. There's not a lot of things you can do with it early on, unless you're rushing, I guess, for something, but most players don't. And he gets himself a Kubel wagon right off the bat. Does actually get a Volksgren squad as well, which is right there. But the Kubel wagon came out first. So the half-track runs into a house and breaks the entire wall. So thanks for that. Then continues to run into the house, just breaking the house itself, trying to collapse it. So it looks like Milk Please is going for an aggressive tactic here with his truck. Obviously, trucks can no longer crush infantry, which was once a big problem, but they can still be used to push and, well, apparently to demolish buildings. Look at that. I mean, that building is less than 25% strength now. So, Once Over will probably think twice before using it in an engagement. We see Once Over getting himself riflemen, like you would normally expect. 3 riflemen to start with. We'll see what he ends up going for afterwards. And he has already selected his Doctrine, which is the Airborne company. Very similar to what we used to do. Not that I made the strategy or anything, but, you know, kind of familiar. Down south, rear echelon squad captures the fuel point. We have the Volksgrens right in the front for Mr. Milk Please. And up in the north, we have the Kubel wagon getting repaired, or already repaired, in fact, by the Storm Pioneers as they capture the fuel point in the north. More Volksgrens getting produced for Milk Please. He has one of them in this house. Gonna push with his truck. With the truck, he may be able... Can the truck actually demolish green cover? I'm not sure if it can, but it can actually push the troops, and that is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take a lot of damage on his truck in the process, but that will allow the Volksgrens to inflict a lot of damage, getting a flank there with the Kubel wagon, getting suppression off. Actually, no suppression went off, but getting damage in on that rifle squad. Second rifle squad is forced to back off from the wall up there and get itself into the heavy cover of this other wall. Shots continue to fly from the Kubel wagon. The Storm Pioneers closing the distance. Volksgrens popping out of the house. Second Volksgren squad getting behind him. Storm Pioneers getting in close into heavy cover, riddling the rifle squads, getting a lot of damage in there. 3 men left on the Storm Pioneer squad. 1 man left on a rifle squad. Almost gets taken out. 2 men left on the other squad. They both barely make it out of there alive. Nice assault here for Milk Please. We see another rifle squad taking possession of the church and not allowing the Storm Pioneers to get that. The Volksgrens continue to push forward. The Kubel wagon, Kubel wagon and the Storm Pios getting a lot of damage in on that church, as there is only 1 window shooting at them, so not a lot of damage will come in their direction, and they will be able to inflict a lot of damage to the 1 man in that window. So down to 3 men on that squad, down to 1 man on the Storm Pioneer squad will have to retreat. Volksgren squad coming in to reinforce and support, and we have nothing on the field right now for Once Over. Rifleman squads are getting reinforced. The rear echelon squad is over on the far right-hand side, and the rifle squad in the center is forced to retreat down to 2 men, and they barely make it out. Grand squad pops into the church. A very, basic defensive position here, all in the center. Will allow him to control the center for quite a bit without getting dislodged, especially against riflemen by themselves. We do see a lieutenant now on the field for Once Over, however, so it is not, the same as what we do, but whatever. And he is getting himself a utility car. Utility car will be quite good here. We'll be able to take down the Kubel wagon if left unattended, and the Volksgrens need to upgrade to a Shrek to be able to deal with it. Rifle squad pops into the destroyed house. It does allow him to get a lot of damage in on that side, as you can see that the troops are just, well, sitting inside of the house, but able to shoot in any direction. And they are getting shot at by 2 Volksgren squads, but because the Kubel wagon is behind over here covering the area. Lieutenant and Rifle Squad pushing forward. Do we have grenades on the field? No, no grenades have been researched. Lieutenant pushes forward and gets himself on a flanking position to the church. Going to get right behind the Kubel wagon. The Kubel wagon is now in a bad position. Does manage to get the suppression off on a Rifle Squad, but it is now surrounded by the Lieutenant. Takes a lot of damage there by the small arms fire. Second Rifle Squad in its path, doing a lot of damage to the Kubel wagon. The Kubel wagon looks like it is, however, going to make it out of there alive, and it just needs to get into the range of a Storm Pyro Squad. Storm Pyro Squads, we now have 2 for Mr. Milk Please. Covering the center, they bolt over the fence to get themselves into heavy cover, opening up on the Lieutenant in the house, but the utility car is there as well, providing a lot of firepower. It can actually close the distance if it wanted to and inflict even more damage, but it would receive a lot of damage as well. Rifle Squad over on the right-hand side gets itself up to the wall. It is down to 3 men, but there goes the utility car. Pushes right on top of the Storm Pilots and forces them away. Down to 3 men each. Not really too much of a problem. They should be able to make it out alive just fine. Mechanized Regiment headquarters for Milk Please, as he gets himself a Puma, so he wants to deal with that utility car, well, easily and effectively. And, well, the Puma is quite adept at doing that because of the sheer amount of firepower that it packs. The repair guys in the regiment headquarters are healing up the Kubel wagon so far, so it will be able to head back out to the field and do something, but it'll take a bit. Ambulance also getting produced for once over. Ambulance is an excellent choice for the US forces. A lot of versatility with that, able to heal up, able to reinforce on the field if you're in territory, and at the very least you can set it up as a healing station back at your base. Rifle Squad tries to go for the capture of the frontal point or outside point of the base for Milk Please, but it gets stopped by the Kubel wagon, forced to retreat. Second squad capturing the point on the left-hand side. The Kubel wagon may be able to get those dislodged as well. Stops in front of them, gets some shots off, and activates its suppression ability. And the Rifle Squad retreats. Volksgren's going to pop into the front. For some reason, this is frozen, and there it goes. Sorry about that stutter. And down south, the Volksgrens are engaging the Rifle Squad as they try to capture territory. Rifles will win that engagement if they close the distance. And we now have the ambulance on the field for once over. We'll see if he's aggressive with it or just simply sets it up as a repair. Utility car decides to pop out its crew and replace it with the rear echelon squad. The utility car does come with a crew equipped with a bazooka, so it is a very good choice to be able to deal with enemy vehicles. However, they are out of position. Oh my god! The Puma hits a mine. That is unfortunate. Remember, the utility car has the ability to drop that anti-tank mine, and it nails the Puma. The Puma goes down, and the Kubel wagon goes down as well. Milk Please now in a horrible position. He has lost both of his vehicles in one fell swoop. The utility car is now in prime action, and the vehicle crew does end up having to retreat as it ran into a Storm Pyro squad, which is not great, but, well, they're fine. Storm Pyros over on the left-hand side gets chased away by the utility car. It is to be expected. And the men inside are not very pleased, it looks like. Oh, there he goes. Volksgrens over on the right-hand side for Mr. Milk Please. They decide to split up, and one goes to the center. Rifle Squad's going to the right-hand side to try to cap. Victory points are 435 for once over and 456 for Mr. Milk Please. So he still has a slight lead there, but considering what we see on the map, it may be starting to dwindle afterwards. Volksgren setting up in the house just to cover the whole area and get a nice vision. He notices the utility car shooted at it, and we now have paratroopers on the field for once over. Those will probably get upgraded with an LMG. That is what you usually see with the paratroopers because it, does provide the highest damage. Lieutenant pushing forward with the support of the utility car and the paratroopers. On the right-hand side, we see the engagement of Rifle Squads and Volksgrens with a Storm Pyro squad for support. Rifle Squad in the front is just getting annihilated by the Storm Pyros, down to 1 man, barely makes it out. It is a Veteran C2 squad, so it's nice that it stays alive. And the rifles on the rear do end up doing a lot of damage to the Volksgrens. Oh, the utility car catches them on the open. Can they make it out of there? It does not look... Well, no, actually, it does look like the utility car wants to chase them down. Can it get the burst off? Yes, it does. Down goes the Storm Pioneer squad, and Milk Police is now in horrible shape, losing units left and right. I don't know what he can actually do about it. Volksgren squad retreating, and they do make it out of there alive. We do have a Volksgren squad back at base with only one man left. And we see Doctrine selection for Milk Police, and that is the Scavenge Doctrine. Calls in himself in a Jaeger Light Infantry Recon Squad. Pops it out of the house over here on the left-hand side. But it is essentially unsupported. We have LMGs over here on the, well, it's the bar rifle, obviously, on the Lieutenant. And just the shots from the paratroopers. We also see the vehicle crew moving in to engage him. The Jaeger Light Infantry pop back into the house, trying to hold off as much as it can, but there's not much support nearby. There is a Rocket and Warfare on the field, but it's just going to get cleared out by the Lieutenant if it doesn't retreat now. Does hit retreat, may be able to make it out of there alive. Jaeger Light Infantry still trying to distract and hold the line, but we see that Once-Over is now in a dominant position, and he gets himself a Major. So the Major is now on the field. He'll be able to set up a reinforced point up in the front and call himself in some heavier tanks. So Jaeger Light Infantry in this house are down to 2 men, very low in health. They pop out of the house, they hit retreat, down to 1 man. They do have to deal with the LMG of the paratroopers, and I don't think they'll be able to make it out of there. Shots fly, down to 1 man. Can they make it out? Oh, no, they don't. Rifle squad and the Lieutenant, emboldened by their current domination of the field, rush forward and execute the retreating men of the Jaeger Light Infantry. Squads do end up retreating, however. They are a little bit too close to the base of Milk Police, and of course, even though he's in a bad position, he still has defender's advantage, which means it is not so easily pushed. We see the utility car getting upgraded with its armored skirts, it looks like, or what was it? Something was getting selected, I don't know what it was. And we now see a the howitzer tank, the M8A1. Getting produced for Once-Over, and with that he'll probably be able to start essentially sieging into Once-Over space. So I don't know what he can do at this point. It is a very bad spot to be in. Left-hand side, vehicle crew capturing points. Up in the far left, we see the Volksgrens going for the decap of that victory point. Milk Police trying to stop the bleed. He has been bled down to 356 points, so he's not in the greatest of shapes. He does manage to cap the point, so he will slow down the bleed for 2 points, but the Volksgren squads will retreat through the path of the rifleman. I think the Volksgren squad is going to die. May be able to make it out. Can he make it? No, he cannot. So another squad goes down for Mr. Milk Police. That is very unfortunate, and he loses his squad. Volksgren's retreating from the center. We have the Rocket and Warfare also at base, going back. And we see that a Puma is getting produced, so he's going to try and stop any type of vehicle rush and approach. He does have, thankfully, that Rocket and Warfare nearby to support, but yeah, a very bad spot here for Milk Police. Again, triple cap going to be coming into effect. That will bleed his points very quickly, and if he doesn't push back, he is going to be dying very soon. Howitzer tank on the field for Once-Over, so again, with this one, I think he will be able to just simply start sieging into the base. They have a lot of range, especially with the barrage ability, and all they need is some type of spotting, which if Once-Over calls himself a Pathfinder squad, he can do very easily because they have extreme range ability as far as view sight goes, so we'll see. Lieutenant and paratrooper squad just stopping any attempted advances here via the infantry. We see on the right-hand side a Volksgren squad gonna try to go and cap the point, but they're gonna run into a rifle squad. They are unsupported, so it's not gonna be good. The howitzer tank just taking some shots. It is now able to hit the mechanized regiment headquarters directly. Does turn its sights onto the the Stormpile squad, just to potentially get some damage in. Misses them, but I mean it has the desired effect. Base sector, flak gun, getting some shots off on the Lieutenant. Oh, we see a demolition charge getting dropped here by the paratroopers. Going to do massive damage to the structure, down to about half health. Shots from the howitzer continue to fly. They will eventually take it down. Volksgren squad over on the right-hand side. Not going to be living. It gets killed. And the utility car runs into a Puma that gets called in by Milk Police. Puma takes out the utility car. I suppose, small mercies, nice pick up there for him, but well, it's not going to be able to do much. Jaeger Light Infantry, however, does get called in onto the field over here. It looks like he's going to be going for decap of the strategic point, but that is not going to accomplish much. It's not going to cut off anything. But no, they continue to push forward. Milk Please apparently going on a suicide run into the base, gets shot up by the base sector MGs, and it calls himself the Howitzer Strike here on top of that ability. One thing to keep in mind is that that ability shoots as the more munitions you have, the more rounds land. So this is going to be quite an effective barrage, but I don't think it is going to be enough for Mr. Milk Please to do much. But, well, we'll see. He is inflicting a lot of damage. You can see the shots continue to fly. He had over 400 munitions when he started. The sector itself is just getting annihilated here. The Jaeger Light Infantry does end up dying, however. And we see that nothing... No, yeah, it looks like the platoon command post does get destroyed. It is now damaged, and the CP as well gets damaged. So he actually manages to take out 2 of the points here. 2 bases are building stuff. We see that the barracks is building a rear echelon squad, and it'll come out into the field soon. However, we see that Milk Please has a Puma. He's going to go for the snipe of the buildings. Can he actually finish it off here? He is down to his base sector itself. We see all the troops here for Mr. One's Over retreating very quickly. He manages to get a shot off and destroys the point here. Behind the overlay, you can see the rear echelon reinforcement ability getting called in. Rear echelon's right on top of the Puma. The Puma is getting some shots in. We see another howitzer barrage right on top of the battalion command post. He has lost his 3 buildings. If he loses this last building, that is it. Is actually Milk Please going to be able to do it? He gets another shot in. The rear echelon squad goes in for the repair. Can they stop the destroy? No, he doesn't, and the game is over. Milk Please managing to ninja himself a victory out of this. And, well, Relic is looking into it because that is too powerful. So, yeah, the ability right here, that howitzer barrage, it shoots more rounds the more munitions you have, which is a little bit counterintuitive for those abilities because usually you don't want to float munitions, but you can see the effect right there. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.